Hey y'all, are we live? Hello everyone, how are you all today? Welcome students, welcome. We are live. We are live. It is 2:57 here Mountain Time. 3 minutes class will start. Welcome Kelly, Nam Nam, welcome. You're back, Nam Nam, welcome. All right, you all get your journals and something to write with. It's good to see everyone. Hi Light Fair, welcome. I am she. Welcome Awa Diara. Thank you Nam Nam for hearting. You all heart and send flowers for tuition. Welcome Mrs. Kenya. Welcome Yo-Yo. Thank you for sharing the live, Mrs. Kenya. Denise B. Hi there, Denise. The Crafty Lotician. Hey, how are you, Crafty Lotician? Nice to see you in class. Thank you. Someone just sent a gift. Thank you all so much. You all are so wonderful. Okay, make sure you have your journal and something to write with. And if you want, you can go into week 2. Those of you who are enrolled in the course, you can go into Google Classroom if you would like to open up the PowerPoint. You don't have to at this time, but that is, you all have access to all of the resources because you enrolled when enrollment was open, so you are in the course. And then if we have anyone here who's a visitor, hi visitors, welcome. You all just stay, listen, see if this is content that you would like, and then I will be teaching a summer session course. And so you will be able to sign up for the summer session course. How do you sign up? You simply come to my page. You look in my, what is that up there? Where my picture is, under my picture. I have a link tree, profile page or whatever, right? I have a link tree. And so the summer course is not currently on the link tree, but it will be when summer session enrollment opens. So that's how you enroll. You don't have to go to anybody else's website. You don't have to go to anyone else's page or profile. You come directly to me and let me know that you want to be a part of the self-care and social emotional wellness course through the lens of Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory. You all, this course is designed to transform your mind. It is designed to open up your awareness about how you examine your life, how you look at your life, observe things that you are doing, observe your emotions, and you're doing all of this as a qualitative researcher. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I have notes because I want to hit on certain things. So I have notes. All right. And another thing I want to say, I'm going to call this a quick journal training, because you all are collecting data that is sensitive to your life. From here on out, I am not going to read your journal entries. I think week 0 and week 1 provided enough training for you on how to write in your journal. And then today, I am going to give you specifics that you can begin to incorporate. And then I'll drop the notes in the class so you'll have them, because this is your data about your life. Okay, so it's personal to you. And then as you're collecting it, I've already encouraged you all to be truly authentic, because once you get into the practice of like listening to your authentic feelings, that genuine vibe that you're having. It's like a genuine response to a stimuli. So you hear something on the news, or you watch something on TikTok, or your partner says something to you, or your children are doing something, and you have an initial gut response. The more you practice listening, observing that, and capturing that, documenting it, capturing it, that's you collecting data, and it's going to make your research rich and descriptive. Okay? All right. Okay, so let's start. It is it's 3:02. Let's see who else is coming in, and then we'll start at 3:05. Let's see. Let me see if I see any other names. Oh, 99 new messages. Woo! Hi, Moji. Hi, Caruth. I think Caruth, your name rings a bell. Caruth, welcome. Teresa Huntley, welcome. Your name rings a bell. Jamila, the graceful one, welcome. Vegan Lifestyle, welcome. DW, welcome. Thank you for liking the live, Caruth. The Southern Bella, welcome. Thank you for liking the live, Southern Bella. Pamela, hi Pamela. Hi Bessie Hendrickson, hi. Let's see, Britt Denise, hi Britt Denise. Nikki Warbucks, hi Nikki Warbucks. Tawny, hi Tawny. Sunshine Homist, hi, welcome. Sunshine All Day, hi, welcome Sunshine All Day. All right, thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And my students, I'm glad you're here. And my visitors, I hope you all hear something that you like. I don't mean like flattery. I mean that like something that you could take with you from the course, from today's lesson, course session, and then it can help you make a decision. Like, I'm going to write that down. I'm going to put this course name and this professor's name on my calendar, because I think the summer session begins in May or June. Don't quote me on that, but if you at least put the course name and my name, or just my name, at Dr. Lynn Daniel, put that on your calendar for like May 1 or June 1 with the notation, sign up for course. And then put a reminder on it, You know how you set those bell tones to remind you a day before the event, a week before the event, or whatever. And then make a decision, like if your life is open enough and you've got the time. Because the thing about this class, this course, you need time to reflect. You can't just do the work or do nothing all week, pay attention to nothing, reflect on nothing at all, not pay attention to your true, genuine feelings, and then write stuff down. Okay, you could do that, but is it really benefiting you? All right, so it's 3:05. We're going to start. Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Lynn Daniel, PhD, EDS. I'm the self-care evangelist. I am by trade, training, experience, a licensed and credentialed educator, language literacy educator. I have my PhD from Concordia University, Chicago, in reading, language literacy, and leadership. So I teach high school English. And so during my doctoral studies, I sat under some very good teaching, some very meaningful, valuable teaching that helped me to, I think it really helped me to understand the mindset that I needed to be a doctorate, like to think like a researcher. And then after I graduated, after I completed my dissertation, I passed my defense, I did all that stuff. Then I met a professor, Dr. Kakali Bhattacharya. I don't know if any of you all are familiar with her, but she has dynamic knowledge and skill sets around teaching you your authentic voice as a person of color. Now, she's not an African American or a black person, historically African person, but she is a person of color from the native nation of India, right, over in South Asia. So her story is rich, and her experience is heartwarming, and it's emotive, and it's like, it was a tough thing, a learning curve. And yeah, so I sat under her tutelage for about a year and a half, I think, and it really helped me to understand how to look at my research that I am conducting through the eyes of my own voice, right, for the type of research that I'm doing. Because when you're doing a case study, you're immersed in it. Now, if you're doing quantitative, that's a whole different set of rules. And then it depends on what kind of qualitative research you're doing, because there are many of them, okay? But it helps you to understand. What I learned from her is the bias that you bring needs to be articulated. It needs to be understood. You need to reflect on it. You need to be aware that you are bringing a bias to your study. Even your study right now, you're bringing to this class and to your exercise of collecting data about your self-care routine, you're already bringing a bias with you. Like, some people's bias is self-care is meaningless. Some people's bias is self-care is too expensive. It takes too much time. I don't have time for it. Those are biases, you all. And so that's why it's important to take 30 minutes, if you're able to carve out 30 minutes every day, 15 minutes if that's all you can afford because of your life being very busy, an hour. You must dedicate time to reflect, to feel, to just be quiet and hear your body and your brain and the voices and the words going through and the feelings going through, and jot them down, bullet them, just document them, you all, because it's going to show you a lot of things. It's going to show you where you are right now in the process as a researcher of your own life. It's going to show you, like I said, what your biases are, like what your belief system is in place, and if you need to disrupt it, dismantle it, change it, or question it, at least question it. And so, okay, so in your journal, make sure you are dating your journal entries. Date them. Even so, the month, the date, the year, and even the time. So make sure you're dating them. That's very important, because you'll have a record. You'll be able to track your record of what you've observed, what you've noticed about yourself. You can go back and see things when you start to evaluate and interpret what the data means. You could even track it those of you who like numbers and you do like to deal with quantitative data, you'll be able to turn this into a mixed method study, because then you'll be able to pinpoint it on some kind of bar graph or something, so you can see, like, you put the points on there, like days of sadness, or days of depression, or days when I felt good, or whatever. Days I ate greens for dinner or for my meals, or whatever it is you're tracking. Days I got 15 minutes of exercise and just, yeah. Okay, so qualitative research is emergent, it is flexible, and it is descriptive. It's rich in description, you all. And so I think, did I put notes, or did I just say this on, I made a video about epistemology, axiology, and ontology, and I think I made that video yesterday morning and posted it, and it's like on my page. Those are like the three houses of philosophy, if you will, that guide researchers in what they are doing. It helps us to look at what the data is saying, like what are we even looking for. It helps us to understand knowledge. So epistemology is, what is knowledge? Where does knowledge come from? Because you know what, y'all, we are living in a time where if you're not questioning everything, you had better start. Like, where did this belief, this understanding, where is this coming from? This understanding that in our current time, that certain people don't deserve rights, protections. They're not human. Where'd that come from? Right? And this, you have to question everything. So epistemology helps us to look at the origins of some of this stuff that people are believing and that we even believe. Okay? All right? So that's what we need to do. Now, it also helps, epistemology helps us to look at the limits of knowledge. There are a lot of things that we just do not know, like concretely, but like those of us who are Christians filled with the Holy Spirit, we know the Holy Spirit speaks to us, and you get that gut feeling, you get that intuitive fire, you get that knowing, you get a word, you know it. Now, I know where it came from, but like, you might not believe this, but I know this information, and how I know this information might be strange to you. And then you share the information, they're like, how do you know that? Well, the source of this information is God himself. Okay. All right, so axiology looks at like, okay, the value of the knowledge. So is it valuable? Does it have worthiness? Is it ethical? Like, what are the ethics behind this knowledge? And you all, the ethics behind the knowledge that is in front of us now in the news, where this stuff, is it even ethical? What this stuff is saying to us and the actions behind the stuff that is taking place. Is it ethical based upon the protocols and procedures that we already as a nation have in place? Is it ethical? No, it ain't. Okay. Okay, and then ontology, the reality of this information. So you all, these are three schools of or branches of research that you like. You don't have to memorize it unless you love doing memory work. You can memorize it over time. These three words, epistemology, axiology, and ontology, the more you work with them and the more you do your conducting your research and just, lean into this, you'll get it. It's going to become like roller skating or riding a bicycle or ice skating or anything, But having the knowledge and the awareness of them now is good because it helps you it gives you another lens. Those glasses where you can put a glass, a set of lenses over your glasses to shade them. You know what I'm talking about? And they give you those when you go to the eye doctor and they have to dilate your pupils and then they give you that pair to put over your glasses. Yeah, that's what these three branches, that's what they do. They help you to see differently, Okay? Okay. All right. So I've got some messages. You all, I really want to get through the data. So help each other out in the comments. Okay. Like if people have questions. Yes, I will save this. I'm going to post it on YouTube. I posted last week's on YouTube. But last week on YouTube, you all, I do turn on the, if you don't have premium YouTube, you're going to have commercials because I turn that on. But I'm putting this in the class. So if you are enrolled in the course, you will have access to this video without interruptions. It'll be straight through content. Okay. All right. Okay, you all, let's see. This week is week 2. We're focusing on the relationships and environments closest to us. So that microsystem and that mesosystem. We're looking at how to nurture supportive connections, how to protect your peace. And then your assignment is to identify one habit or boundary you can establish to improve self-care in your closest relationships, family, friends, co-workers. And then share your progress during the live session is what I had put on here. But I'm going to switch that up. What I think I'm going to have you all do to submit to me is just tell me how, like, I want feedback from you all, but I do not want your private information. I don't want your private data, but I want something like, how is this course helping you? How are you carving out time to make this course valuable and meaningful and effective on your life? Because listen, you all are the self-care leaders in your households now. So this course, when I told you it's transformative, you all, can I let you in on a little secret? My secret is I really prayed and asked God to help me build a course that would help women. That would help women. So I built that 90-day course, and it's thick, and it's rich, and it's deep. But that course is expensive, so please do not feel obligated in any way to leave this course at the end and move into that. No. This course is the baby of my 90-day, 12-week challenge. But this course is so rich, is so that you can understand that you are a qualitative researcher about your life. You are the self-care leader in your family. Now, you can branch that out. It could be just your immediate family, the people you live with. So what does that mean? That means everything that the 7 pillars of self-care talk about. Let me go find the 7 pillars of self-care. The 7 pillars of self-care tell you how to be a leader. So people in your home needing certain things to help them improve. You know, you taking charge of the menu in your house. Like, okay, but listen, that don't mean be a dictator like what we seeing right now. It means you're taking the leadership. Those of you who are project managers, you're already leaders. Just pivot. Okay, I'm going to take my project management skills and lead my family in self-care. So we're going to have a team meeting about our menu for the week or for the month. We're going to have a team meeting, and that's what it is. You are now the self-care leader in your family. So you get to design how that looks for you and your family. Your family is your team. Okay? All right. Okay. So the 7 pillars of self-care, I'm going to tell them to you, and then I'm going to go to the slideshow. It's from the, I was trying to tell you all this site last week. The 7 pillars is from the International Self-Care Foundation. I love that website. I used to go there often when I was first coming into this role as the self-care evangelist, I was doing a lot of research, because you all going through that doctoral dissertation, y'all, if it wasn't for Jesus, if it wasn't for the goodness of Jesus, to tell you the truth, it's going to break you. It's going to break you and make you into something else. And you have to determine what is going to make you into. People come out of the doctorate traumatized. They're traumatized. Some people can't get out of bed. Some people can't hold a job. Some people lose their relationship. It's a traumatic experience. So I was determined. Yeah, I know I may be breaking out of the shell of my old self, because I have a whole new set of understanding, but you are not going to break my spirit, right? Because my spirit, I belong to the King of Kings. So I took that experience and started doing a lot of reading and a lot of reflecting and crying and, like fumbling around and investigating and joining groups and meeting people and trying to, connecting with people on different sites, different platforms, in communities where I could grow and show my new skills and my new awareness. And in doing that, it really helped me to gain momentum on what does this mean to be the self-care evangelist? What does that look like for me? And how does that look in my own life? And so, it's ongoing. It's still happening. And so that's why when I saw this opportunity through Hillman Talk, which I don't know if we're still that, but I saw the opportunity and I jumped on it, because I have thick, deep, rich information that I know is going to help women and men if they want to join us. But I'm a woman of a certain age who finished the dissertation at the time of COVID, so I was emotionally shattered or emotionally something. And I took my learnings and my understandings and my inquisitive mind, and my determination to be healed and whole. I started a group called the Self-Care, what did I call that group? It's leaving my mind. It's a Facebook group. I've got like 300 people over there. It's the Doctoral Aftercare and Healing Group. That's what it is, the Doctoral Aftercare and Healing Group. So if any of you in this course are doctors, you have a PhD, EDD, Psych D, whatever, Nursing D, whatever those, you can find me on Facebook, Lynn Daniel, Doctoral Aftercare and Healing Group, and you can join. But please only ask if you are, if you meet that criteria, okay? Because it's a safe space. It's a safe space. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to remind you all to go to, or at least write this down, ISF Foundation. Oh, it's .us now. ISF Foundation. That's the International Self-Care Foundation. It used to be .org, but it says .us now. And the 7 pillars of self-care are on there. So you, as the self-care leader in your home, knowledge and health literacy is number 1. So you have to have knowledge about the the medical needs, psychological needs, emotional needs of the people in your family and yourself, including yourself. And the literacy, you all, that I would not have ever thought that literacy component would be a part of self-care, but it is. You know what it is? Like, how when we go to the doctor for our annuals, and then at the end they give us a sheet, or they give us they send us a link in the email and say, go read your file, your report from that visit. You're supposed to do that. That's a part of the self-care health literacy component. pillar 1, knowledge and literacy. And look, I didn't even do it one time, maybe 2 or 3 times. I did not fully read the report. And then when I did read the report, I was like, really? Why didn't he say this out loud? Or did he say this out loud? I don't remember hearing him say this out loud to me. So yeah, that health literacy is understanding prescriptions, how to take prescriptions and all of that. Okay, so you all go over there. I feel like I'm getting on a tangent. Okay. All right, now I'm going to the, let me see, on the slideshow, the slide deck, I was trying to come live from StreamYard, and I was trying to find the, what is that thing called? It's some kind of a link that is needed to go live. So TikTok should give me a link, and then I put it into StreamYard, but I could not find that link. So maybe I don't have that capability yet. But when I get that capability, you will be able to see, because I like to screen share so you all can see what you know, the information is. Okay, so you all, what did I put on this slide deck? Let's see. Okay, why conduct a personal case study? Okay, so you all, you're gaining a deeper insight into your life patterns and your decisions that you make. You're identifying areas of personal growth and transformation. You're reflecting on your strengths and challenges, and you're documenting and celebrating your progress. And I know yesterday I was watching a video from, well, I don't think it was a video. I think she was live. One of the leaders in the back room of this movement, and she was telling the students, stop signing up for 12 courses, 7 courses, 8 courses, because you're not going to have time to slow down, reflect on what you learned, and then do the assignment well. You're going to just you'll be consumed with just watching the videos or going to the lives and then moving on to the next class. So reflecting is so important, y'all. So yeah. Okay, what is qualitative research? So qualitative research deals with like the descriptive components. So you're looking at experiences. You're wanting to understand the lived experiences. You're exploring those lived experiences. You're using narratives. It says on the slide deck, emphasizing narratives, emotions, and life contexts. So in the context of, you know, your self-care and your social emotional wellness in the context of your lived experience. And then you're narrating it in your journal with the documented date and time and any other thing you want to document if you want to turn it into, you know, other type of data. So you're collecting the data through observing your life, your decisions, your emotions, your journaling. You may even interview family members, right? Conversations you're having with family members, you know? Conversations you're having on the job, conversations you're having with your medical team, conversations you're having with your boss, your colleague, especially if they're impacting how you're moving through the day. How do they impact you? And this is one of the transformative pieces of this course. It's going to show you like the value of almost everything that you engage in. Everything in our day has meaning and value and a purpose. Everything. So, you know, you'll be able to see what that is when you take time to reflect on it. Look at it closely enough and reflect on it. Okay, so then you know what? Overall, you're looking for patterns and themes rather than numbers. Okay, so you start off by defining your research focus. So your research focus is, generally speaking, is self-care and social emotional wellness. Now, if you want to narrow it down to something else, that's perfectly fine. You can do that. You can ask, how have I navigated changes? What motivates my health and wellness journey? What patterns emerge in my relationships? And then this helps you to keep your focus on something specific and not just, random things. Like you'll come up with a question, like early on in your research, when you're writing your study, like when you're doing your methodology for your study. So you all are doing a case study. So you can look up, well, what are the components of a case study if you want to know that. I'm kind of walking you backward into things, but it is what it is. So you can even just look up, well, what is a case study? What are the components of a case study? What is the methodology of a case study? And then that will help you to have a specific focus on like your self-care, your social emotional wellness, maybe both, how they interplay, intersect, impact each other. And then your question. You start your study with the question. So it's going to help you to know, well, what question am I going to ask? And you all, when I first was writing, the methodology component of my dissertation, my doctoral study, I thought the questions had to be so hard. I was stumped on a question. Just simply ask a question. It doesn't have to be, the question needs to be a simple one part. Each question stem needs to have one thing that the question will answer. Not like, how do I go to the store, bring in the groceries and take a bath? No. Like, look at one specific thing and ask it as a question that you're going to look at closely and question about your self-care and your wellness. Okay, so your question can be simple. All right, I've hit that enough. Next slide. So of course you're gathering data, and you all have been doing that since the beginning, week 0. So record your thoughts, emotions, daily reflections in your journal. Observe by paying attention to patterns in your behavior and choices that you are making. Conduct self-interviews by asking reflective questions and answering those questions honestly. Ooh, and I love this part. You all, the artifacts part is so much fun. So the artifacts part is when you take pictures. Like you could take pictures of your meals. You could take pictures of your outfit of the day. Anything that you're doing, the fragrance soaps, all the soaps that you use for your bathing routine, or the toothpaste that you use, the toothbrush that you use. Like the data collection of the artifacts is so much fun. Yeah, it is. And you're probably already doing it. You probably already have it on your phone. Just scroll through and look at if any of those pictures reflect or can match up with your journal. Those are artifacts. Yeah. Like if you cook a beautiful meal for your family, take a picture of it. That's an artifact. Family meal, Sunday, February 2nd, 6 p.m. Yeah. And then family loved whatever the meal is. Okay? Or I burnt the chicken, or whatever happened. Right? The mashed potatoes came out lumpy. Or the mashed potatoes were so smooth and delicious, and yeah. Okay? Okay. Next slide. Define your research focus. Okay, I talked about that. I believe I did. Next slide. Organize and analyze your data. So this is when you're moving into, Okay, you collected enough over time. So you are collecting over the 8 weeks. So you have 8 weeks of data that you're collecting, and you can collect as much. I think the more the better for you. Yeah, and start reviewing it. So once you have everything collected, that means past the 8-week mark, then you go back and you look at it. Just look it over, right? And then you can start asking, oh, what patterns keep showing up here? Okay, patterns showing up. John misses family dinners every Sunday when I cook the special meal or whatever it is, right? And then you can write, that makes me feel a certain way that John misses the family dinners every Sunday. And that's the special meal. Okay? Look for the patterns, look for the themes, recurring ideas. What surprises you? Oh, it surprised me that by week 8, John was at the dinner and promised to be at the dinner from here on out. Okay? And then what stories do you want to tell about yourself? So this is when you're looking at the data, you're paying attention to what is there. And this is where, like, the value, you're finding value in the data. It means something. You're interpreting what the pictures mean, what the entries mean. Okay? You're putting meaning to it and value through what it means. Is that the last slide? No. Then identify your key findings by summarizing what you observe, those themes, those patterns, and then develop an action plan that is suitable and achievable for you, that because you've identified what it is that could help you. Now look for some resources to support you in this and create a plan for personal growth. And you all, this could be a whole year's project, a 2-year project, a 3-year. This thing can stretch out as long as you want it. And I mean, it's really based on what it is that you want, right? You document, summarize, reflect, put your key insights, and how have you changed? Okay, so here's a reflective question. How have I changed over time in this area, in my self-care, in cooking dinners for the entire family? What strengths have I discovered about myself? What are my next steps for growth? What is one thing that stood out during this process? Okay, so here's some tips for success. Be honest and open with yourself. And this is why I am removing myself from having eyes on your journal, because you now know, you've had training on what the journal should have in it. So now you can just pour into your journal, like, just as raw, as real. You know, lock it up, put it in a safe place so nobody can have eyes on it, but be authentic. And I would even say, like, I showed you all one of my journals last week. You all, I have so many journals. I think I showed you all this one too, the one I took with me on my trip. And this one is just an artist book that I got from $6 at Ross. And yeah, like, if you like to draw, those of you who are artists, or you like to write poetry, or you draw, you sketch, you paint, y'all, those are artifacts. Those are artifacts. Include them in your journal. Okay? I feel like I'm preaching. All right, let's move on. Okay, conclusion. Embrace the researcher within yourself. Your life is a story worth exploring. Use this process to gain clarity, to celebrate your growth, and to create the future you desire. And that's one of the main points that I hit hard in my big course. I say you are constructing the life that you want, right? And that's where the power comes in. This course is designed to be transformative and to open up your eyes, allow you to be aware of where your power lies. You have power. Where does it lie? Right now, American citizens are stumbling around, some of them, to identify where our power lies. Our power lies in the collective community, democracy. And so if we don't hurry up and do something, if we don't hurry up and have a response, and all of those, the three branches of government that are lamely doing things, look, a radical action deserves a radical response. So we need to radically do something within our constitutional rights. So you learn what your power is, because now you spend all this time looking and understanding your life, your self-care, how that impacts, how everything in your ecosystems impact you all, you and your family, your loved ones, your job, and then your power. Right? On that job, you're going to go in there with your power. They're going to say, oh, she different. Oh, he different. They're going to try to, somebody's going to try to ruffle you. They're going to be like, oh, that didn't work. You are going to change, my dear. Okay, that is the end of the slideshow. So it is in Google Classroom for you. Okay, are there any questions? I will take questions right now. Okay, are there any questions? Somebody is wanting to be a guest. No, sweetheart, I'm not doing any guests right now. You're not a student enrolled in the course, okay? So students enrolled in the course, you know, if they want to come up and say something about what they're learning or how it's helping them, or maybe if they're frustrated or anything that's pertaining to their growth and development and self-discovery and self-awareness, you all are welcome to come up, okay? You all, online learning is transformative. Like when I was a young teacher, a new teacher, when I was a college student, I got married, started having babies right away, and people did not think I was taking being a teacher serious. They judged me. They brought their bias to my decisions. They didn't think I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be a teacher, but I also wanted a family, right? So I didn't think I needed to compromise. I didn't think I needed to just be a teacher and not, you know what I'm saying? So people started treating me differently because of the decisions that I made of having a family. Online education that came many, 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 many years later was transformative. I was in one of the earliest online doctoral programs. Yeah. Through Concordia University, Chicago. I was in one of the premier pioneering, probably, I don't know if I was cohort 1. I may have been, So for us to have this opportunity to learn, you all, is transformative, revolutionary. It's those of you who were born under all of this technology, and please see, to you all it's like breathing, and like, you know, it's second nature. But to those of us, and people criticize boomers, but I'm a boomer. I don't think don't criticize me. I think what you can learn from boomers is we lived in a time with so much change, like so much change and opportunities opening up to us. For me, I'll speak for myself. I've been working a job since I was 16 because opportunities opened up for kids in certain neighborhoods in my city back home, and I took advantage of that. Those were birthed out of the Civil Rights Act. So all of these changes, then women started getting rights with financial decisions. Women could finally get business loans. I was a teenager when that happened. You also, a lot of these things are so new. So boomers, I guess we still feel young enough to continue to participate. I mean, I'm just going to speak for myself. So don't get mad at me that I will not retire, that I still teach school, that I'm not trying to compete with younger people. I'm trying to lead younger people like, hey, do it this way, you all. And you know, this opportunity, it's not going to always be here. So grab it and use it, because it's not going to always be here. So that's me. That's my mindset. That's where I am coming from. And I really pray, because look, I looked in the portal today, you all. Last week this time, I think I had, well, there were 180 students in last week. And I think at 3 o'clock, I probably had anywhere from 50 to 60 assignments done, something like that. I'm thinking it was something like that. I looked in the portal today, y'all. How many assignments have been submitted? Like 15. 15, guys. And Cinderellas and Cinderfellas. 15 people. Y'all, this is not going to always be here. You all already see the turmoil that happened with the original idea. But see, we're determined to press forward. I'm determined to press forward because I know the value of it. And those of you who don't understand the value of it, listen to this boomer. I'm telling you. I'm showing you all everything I've learned, so then you can take this and make some decisions. Because like, if this person who's supposedly leading gets to what he really wants, it's going to be very ugly for us who, if you're still here in the United States, it's going to be very ugly. And people who speak up and disagree, who are not like us, and they side with us, they're going to be mistreated in similar ways. So we have to get this education. We have to be aware. We have to know stuff. And then we have to know how to respond to this crazy stuff that is happening. So we're not knocked off our game. We're not knocked off. This stuff that is coming down could emotionally like paralyze you and make you feel like, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to stay in bed and cry. Get your rest. Drink your water. Be sure to unplug when you feel ready. Unplug. Get enough understanding, but unplug. Get real clear. Get real clear about, okay, God, I'm saying, God, I'm going to speak how I do it. Okay, God, how am I supposed to move with this? Lord, help me to move. What am I supposed to know? And how am I supposed to move with this? What am I supposed to do with this information, this knowledge? Because it's not just for us to consume and get all this knowledge and understanding and then be, gluttonous with it. It's for us to get it, digest it. Like when you're digesting it, it takes time. It's an active process. Digestion, things are moving around your head, your thoughts, your ideas. You're journaling, you're writing, you're doing artwork, you're painting beautiful pictures, you're coming up with, you're making inferences. I think this could possibly mean this. Based on this evidence, this means something, and I'm going to paint a picture about what I think it means. That's what you should be doing. Yeah. And that's what we all should be doing. Yeah. We have to take this knowledge and use it, be empowered, empower our families, teach them what you are learning. Teach your children how to journal. Teach them why it's important, that they're data collecting, that they are conducting their own self-study, that they are, 2020. You right, you all, here's the book I wrote from 2020. This is the book I wrote as my response to 2020. Now, you don't have to buy it, but it is on Amazon. This book, so I was like, this is nonsense. Like, this what we're going through right here is evil and wicked and nonsense. It's nonsensical. So I hope you all hear my heart. I know you do. I trust that you do. And I'm your cheerleader. I'm your teacher, your professor. But I'm cheering you on. Make time for the learning, for the course content. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jamila, the graceful one. Thank you. Yeah, make time for your learning. You're leading in your family. Put on your qualitative researcher hat and lens, mind and eyes, awareness and understandings. And it's going to be good. So we're going into week 2. So in week 2, let me tell you what's in there, and then I'm going to go. All right. I'm going to put, you know what? I'm going to do this right now. I am going to put the link to the Self-Care Foundation's website. I'm going to put that in here in week 2. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, hold on. Dun, 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 dun. Oh. Paste it in there. Okay, very good. So you have in week 2 focusing on relationships and environment. That's this week's focus. You have the slide deck on like the case study, like what is it and what it entails. You have a video on how to do your reflective journal as a researcher. You have a video on epistemology, ontology, and axiology, and then you have the link to the 7 pillars. Oh, what's blank, Janelle? What's blank? Somebody's saying something is blank. Oh my, wait, hold on. What's blank, Janelle? What's wrong with this PowerPoint? Like the words are all misaligned. Why is my nose stuffy? Good night. Oh, it is blank. Oh my goodness. Okay, you all, I'll fix that. Good night. I will fix that and I will re-upload that. Thank you all so much for informing me. Thank you, Janelle, for informing me. I see your note, 329, is blank for me too. Okay, I'm going to go take care of that, you all. Thank you for coming to class. Documenting over time has revealed a pattern that I am trying to figure out how to accommodate. Very good. You'll figure it out in time. Thank you, because I didn't catch the website. Okay, it's in there. Okay, let me see if anyone else said anything. Thank you all for all the hearts and the roses and badges and things. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. All right, I'm going to go. And I will see you all this week. I'll probably post a couple of times in the week just to support you. And that will be a recorded video on my page, and then I will upload this video here into YouTube and into Google Classroom. All right, you all, be blessed. Have a blessed week. See ya. Bye.